I definitely recommend physical. Just to spend a word on what I call paper gold. So futures, options, forward delivery, etc. Those are all contracts. They're not gold.
Now, if you were going to buy gold, would you advocate buying physical gold? And if you did, where would you store that? What would be a good way of doing that?
Well, I would advocate physical gold. It comes in many forms. You can buy bullion. You can buy the old standard, not very practical, was a 400-ounce bar that really dates back to World War I. They created the 400-ounce bar intentionally because you couldn't carry it around. It had to stay in a vault, which meant it was kind of directly or indirectly under government control. I like the old British sovereign, which was 8 grams, a quarter ounce. That's what we call in Philadelphia walking around money. I mean, that's actually something you can carry in a purse and spend. And people did at the time, in 1910, early part of the 20th century. But today the new standard is kind of the 1 kilo bar, so 2.2 pounds. But that's a lot of gold. That's not to the math, but that's kind of up around I don't know, $30,000-$40,000, maybe more. But a 1 ounce gold coin, so the market today is about $2,000 an ounce. But the commissions are steep, so that might actually cost you $2,100 or more to get an ounce of gold. But we have the quarter ounce coin, the quarter ounce American Gold Eagle, and I'm sure the Perth Mint has something comparable. But that's a practical unit. That's 8 grams, so a quarter ounce, in other words. So that would be with commission. It's going to cost you maybe $600. But let's not overlook silver. If we're talking about not just a store of wealth, if you want to store of wealth, the 1 kilo bar is fine, but that's not very practical for buying stuff. But if you want to buy a new car, maybe 20 1 ounce coins or whatever, depending on the car. But if you want to buy groceries and food for your family and put gas in your car and just kind of spending locally, let's not overlook silver. A 1 ounce silver dollar. We have the American Silver Eagle, and again, Europe and Australia and other countries have places have something comparable. But an ounce of silver, the market's around $25. So commissions again are steep, so that might cost you $31, $32. That's like a $20 bill in your wallet. I mean, that's a practical unit that could be in distressful circumstances, could be exchanged. So I definitely recommend physical. Just to spend a word on what I call paper gold. So futures, options, forward delivery, etc. Those are all contracts. They're not gold. They're gold contracts. Now, if you're a trader or a speculator and you want price exposure, a gold ETF or a gold future, that'll give you price exposure. You'll profit if the price goes up or vice versa. But it's not physical gold. And the exchanges, I'm enough of a geek. I've actually read the rule books of all the major exchanges in my capacity as a lawyer. And they have a rule. Every rule book has a rule that says they can change the rules. So when they change the rules, people get up, you're breaking the rules. No, we're not, because we have a rule that says we can change the rules. And they will. They'll issue an order saying markets are disorderly. As of now, you can trade for liquidation only. What that means is that if you're long a futures contract, you can sell it and close it out, but you can't take delivery. So people say, well, if all the longs on the COMEX all put in notice of delivery all at once, there's not enough gold to fulfill that delivery. Well, that's certainly true. The amount of gold in the vaults is a fraction of maybe far less than 10%, close to 1% of all the gold contracts. That's true. But they also say, the exchanges say, we are not a source of gold. So if all the longs ganged up on the exchange and put in notice of delivery, the exchange would say, sorry, trade for liquidation only, you're not getting the gold. So none of those things are physical gold. They give you price exposure, you can win or lose, but you're not going to get the gold. So if you want gold, get physical.